Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is Guitar for Beginners. I've been asked quite a few times, by people who have just bought their first guitar or, have played just for a few months or whatever, and also from more advanced players, my take, my thoughts of, what to learn when you first start to play. Whether it's for a hobby or, if your goals are, professionalism, even rock stardom, whatever. To me, it was first just a hobby because I'm a hockey player. Well, I guess nowadays, so the last 20 years I've been a professional guitarist, but I used to play, I wasn't, top level in Finland as a younger kid. So if you're gonna learn something, my suggestion is and my idea is that why learn it, properly then, because you will have much more fun and you will enjoy a lot more playing guitar when you at least know the basics. That you're just not shooting in the dark or shooting from the hip, which is the title of my second solo album. But anyways, because I do that sometimes too. I just shoot from the hip. But though I'm just gonna tell how I learned, or at least how I remember that I learned, because I started to play in '89. I was a young kid then. I'm still young, even though my age would suggest otherwise. But at least my mind is young. I still feel like that, young kid sitting on the side of in a bedroom learning guitar. Every day you learn something new. I try to learn something new every day, because by the time you think I'm done, I'm good enough, there's nothing, I need to learn, then the only way is down. And basically all good players know that there's always something more to learn. So you're probably not a player then. Maybe you just have a guitar hanging around, but I think it's really important to understand the guitar, that you're not just like reading tab letters and it says O, 3, but you don't have any clue what you're doing. That's just, I find it to be like, no. So first, learn the notes, what they are on the fretboard. You don't need to learn how to read notes. It's really easy. We all know how to speak and write, right? So there's 52 alphabets, something. In Finland we have I think a few more, or maybe the 52 was Finnish, because we have the umlaut, umlaut, a umlaut. That's a lot of letters. And the Finnish grammar, man, that's hard. I know how to speak Finnish grammar, but I suck Finnish grammar at school. I was much better in English, even though my English is okay. So we have only 12 notes. And when we really think about it, we have only 6 notes. And they're sharps and flats. I'm gonna go into that soon. We all know our phone numbers, and probably a few of our closest friends too. There's usually, if you check the land code, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 numbers. So notes, we have only 6. I mean, that's a lot easier to learn the notes and at least the basics of music theory than it is to read, I think. Well, I don't remember when I learned how to read, but I felt like learning the notes was a lot faster and easier. Well, I was a bit older then, but anyway, let's start with the tuning. There's a lot of different tunings: guitar down tunings, alternate tunings, drop tunings. We're not gonna go into that. We're just gonna learn the basic E standard tuning. And the strings are E, A, D, G, B, and E, octave higher. And if you don't have a tuner, which I think everybody should have, it helps you a lot. Then you need to just figure out where is the E. Let's say I have the E right. Then how you tune it, because here is A. Press on the 5th, you make that it's the same. This is D. this is D. Fifth, the only exception is the B string you tune when you press the 4th fret. Because this is B here and this is B string. Don't ask me why. You know, ask the guy who, or girl or woman who designed guitar. Well, that's not possible because the person is probably long gone, but that's just the way it is. And then E here, E here. Make sure these are the same. Okay, again, this is the first thing that you need to know the notes. Let me show you the notes on the low E string. And when you know these notes on the low E string, you know them on every string. Because they're the same, the order doesn't change, it just changes. Well, let me show you. Okay, E. The second is F. Then it's F sharp. Then it's G. G sharp. A. A sharp. B. Not sharp, but C. So there's no sharp. B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E again. So basically 12 notes. And then when you go backwards, E, E flat, or D sharp. The way I think, there's different ways, but when I'm going up, I'm thinking sharp, sharper. When I'm going down, I'm thinking flats, lower, flat. So, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, no flat, no sharp, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F. So the flats and the sharps, they are the same thing, it's just how you're thinking about them. So this is A, it's A sharp, but it's also B, B flat. Cool. Not that many notes. We all can remember those, you know. And now, you know the notes on the D string? And this is octave. From 12th fret on, it's octave higher, so it's exactly the same. E, F, F sharp, G. Depending how many frets you have, you know, if you have 24 frets, you can get the end of the whole shebang, so you have a 2-octave guitar. But if you have 22 like me, you know, you get only to D. If you have a Stratocaster, which is a 21 frets, you get to C sharp. Alright, on the low E string. Then, we remember, I told you what the strings are. E, A, D, G, B, E. A. Okay. What comes after A? A, what it was? A sharp. A sharp. B, C, C sharp. D, D sharp. E, F, F sharp. G, G sharp. A flat, and so on. So, when you know them on all strings, you know them on every string, on every part of the neck. Another example, D string. Okay, D was, sometimes maybe you need to count E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, there. Okay, what comes after D? D sharp, E, D, D sharp, E, and so on. Cool. Now we know the notes. Was that hard? No? Okay. And obviously, at least when I started, I needed to do the calculation. Okay, where was E on G string? Well, it's here, but sometimes I need to calculate like G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Okay, but now I've been playing a few years. How I know where the notes are. Like, you know, E is, I can take E like that from all over the neck. There's E, there's E. So when you do this a lot, because you know nobody said this was easy, even though I think I just said that, but you know the basics. But then when you go play a little, you think about what you play, the notes. You don't need to calculate. You just know where the notes are. Guitar Net to me, it's just when I look at it, it's just full of possibilities, different notes in different places, landscapes and whatnot. It's a fantastic instrument, and music in general, you know, to express yourself. Okay, another thing is actually, I can't remember. I think maybe it was Phil Lamore, one of my subscribers. We had a little bit of a discussion about, because somebody, you know, either it was a subscriber or just a person who used my video, that what are the first chords to learn? And I think I replied that when you know these notes and a little bit of theory, you know all the chords there is. You don't really need to know them, like from a memory, but without maybe you not knowing it, you know them when you know these notes and a few couple of things what I'm going to show you. All right, major scale in G. Let's keep in G. We've all done that in school, at least in Finland. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, di, 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 di. And then it's, you know, octave higher. Okay, basic chord. We're not gonna go into sevenths and ninths and augmented and suspended and whatever. We're just gonna stick with basic major chord for now. We'll go into minor chords soon. So, major chord, basic three-voiced chord. It consists of the root note, which in this case is G. Then it has a fifth. Now, what is a fifth? It's the fifth note from the major scale. What I just showed you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's D. So we have now a fifth chord, a dyad, two-note chord, because single note is single note, but when you combine two notes, you already have a chord. This is a two-note, you know. Those were the same chords I just played. This is how Blackmore plays it, but in just different part of the neck, so it sounds a bit different. But you can play so much with just that fifth chord. Now you know all the fifth chords there is. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, D, so on. I can show you. And you know them on A string as well. A, B flat, because you remember the notes. A, B flat, or A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So, cool. So now we have the fifth chord. The three-voiced chord, like basic major chord. Like I said, it's root, the fifth, and the third. In major chord, it's the major third. So what is major third? It's the third note of the good old major scale. This note. Now you ask that, well, if we're gonna, well, this note, obviously, like I showed you, it's on many other places on the neck, so it's B. It's here. But again, now we have the fifth there, where it is, octave higher. So, root G, fifth D, major third B. And then we have a major chord. And barre chords, they play all 6 strings. Well, now you may think that, well, now there's more notes than 3. No, there isn't. Some of the notes are doubled. Check out. G, the fifth, and this is, it's octave G, same note, cool. B, the major third. So it's a, and then that's there only once, and then G, octave G, you know, and then D, the fifth. And now you know all the major chords there is. Let me show you. E major, F major, F sharp major, G major, G sharp major, A major, A sharp major, B major, C major, so on. You know, that's simple. So the shape is the, so you put your first finger in G or whatever, like I showed, but the shape doesn't change on major barré chord. So first finger on the G, the ring finger on the D, pinky on the G, octave higher, middle finger on the B, and then this is barré, so these notes you play with this one. Cool. Minor barré chord. Well, the same principle, you just use minor scale. This was major. Major, happy, minor. Sad. Okay. Again, we have the root as G, the fifth, D. So, third note. It's here, on major scale was here. Okay, where that is, what that note is. It's A sharp or B flat, however you want to think it. It's here, but not too hard. It's here. And the difference between minor and major chord is the third. Major. Lift your index finger, middle finger up. Minor. And now you know all the minor chords there is. You know, the basic ones without any. E minor. Of course you can play it like this, but many times I do it like this because then it's just easier. Well, you know, it's easier. At least to me. E minor. F minor. F sharp minor. G minor. G sharp minor. A minor. You know. E minor. E major. F minor. F major. There you go. And then, you know, those cowboy chords, you know, they are exactly the same. They have the root, the fifth, the minor or major third. But especially with acoustic guitar, they sound better because there's open strings ringing, so it creates a nice flow. So, but the principle is the same. Let me take a G major as an example. Once, G root, D fifth, B major third. Alright, so where they are. Yeah, D was here, but we have an open string D. Okay, let's use that. Then what else we have? The G is here. Okay, now we have these two. Then we have the major third B, but pay. B, it's open string too. Okay, this is trying to look easy. Then maybe we'll just take the, you know, octave higher G. You can play a G note just one finger. Don't play the high E. Doesn't sound very good because it's not E isn't part of the G major chord. if we want to make it a little more harmonically, you know, rich, well, the B, well, it's here also. Okay, so we can do, and then we can do these two, because now we have the major third here, so we can use this one. This is a D, which was the fifth. And then this is G5, because we don't have the major third there. Fifth major chord. And like that, you don't really necessarily need to, I mean, it's cool to learn the shapes like out of, you know, there's kind of chord sheets, but I think it's really important that you understand why it's like that. Then you don't have to remember, or I don't remember all the chords there is, and probably don't even know all the chords there is. But if someone gives me a, you know, G major add 9, well then I know that, okay, it's G major, but it's adding the 9th there. So what is 9th? So it's A, because it means kind of 9 that it's octave higher. So it's this, okay, where that note is, that's A. A is here, and A is here, so G major add 9. I just, you know, calculated that. You don't need to remember anything. You can just count when you know the major and minor scale. Obviously there's other scales and other more exciting, you know, exotic chords, but most of the songs, like, you can play with basic chords. Like, let's say one of the most used chord progressions in the world in any key, let's play it in E minor, is E minor, C major, G major, E. I'll play this for a while and imagine in your head how many songs you can sing to that. Hey, tonight, what if God was and so on. And now when you know the notes, you can play this in, let's play it in G minor instead of E minor. Or A minor. And so on, so, you know, so with open chords that would be, you can play like, let's say the what if God, play it in A minor, what if you don't really need to memorize or learn, but when you know these really simple, basic theories, the notes, the minor and major scale, and you only need to know what I'm doing is based on the knowledge of the scale on these 3 lower strings. So we didn't do any funky stuff here. Learn these basics, and this is a good, then you can start to build your knowledge, your vision, and I will assure you, when you have the light bulb moment at some point, it may take years or it may only take months. To me, it took a few years. then it's hard to explain, but the whole world, kind of the guitar, the fretboard opens. And you're not anymore thinking, where is this, where is that, should I press here? You're just kind of seeing a landscape with different textures. There's a tree, there's a house. You can see there's these notes. If I combine them, I can get these chords, and I can play this kind of melody and this kind of solo. And I don't really have to even think about it a lot. It just comes naturally. I've been doing this for quite a while, so to me, a guitar is just I think it's just an expression of my head, what's going on. Many times I write songs in my head, imagine all cool things, and then I just figure out how to pull that out, because I mean, nobody else than me hears when they are in my head, but then when I'm able to get them out from my head via guitar, via bass, via drums, via whatever, keyboards, I play a little bit of everything. How cool is that? When you know the theory, when you know what you're doing, at least to me, I enjoy much more doing something when I know what I'm actually doing. It's a fantastic thing when you come to a point where you don't have to think that what was the fingering in the major scale, or Phrygian mode, or Aeolian, or blues scale, or minor pentatonic, or major. You just know, because like I said, you see a landscape, then you go just walk there. That's the way I think with guitar. I go there, should I take the evil, more Phrygian or diminished road, or major, or should I combine them? And then I just do that. Yeah, obviously you can do things by just without knowing what to do. And I guess sometimes it's good that you don't know, you don't overanalyze it. But when I write, I don't really, okay, I'm gonna write something in E Aeolian or E Phrygian. No, I don't. It's just whatever sounds good. Because if it sounds good, it's good. So yeah, and this was just a scratch of the surface. So I give guitar lessons via Skype. Send me an email. I put the links to my website, and they're in the contact section. So we can discuss about the prices and what you want to learn, and on what level you are. This was for beginners. Probably if you're more advanced, maybe there was something to you also. Probably not, because it was really basics, but at least these basics that I showed you, I think are really important. That's how I learned. It's just a lot easier to do stuff when you know what you're doing. Right. Hopefully this was interesting and helpful, and maybe you get a spark to start to play guitar or practice even more, or learn the notes and the minor basic theory stuff, and then you can go deeper, learn more, become a better player, musician, person, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.